Hello again. Another week, another book based on a true story. This week's author, Susie Morales, tells a true story of when she first came to America back in 1994, bringing with her her 2-month-old son, Kelly. And they had two things they were going to do. Number one, she was going to get married to Kelly's dad, who was a U.S. citizen, and they were going to visit her husband's family in San Francisco, most particularly her husband's grandfather, Ernie, who was really sick, and they thought it was important that they come right now to visit. Well, they did all those things. They got married. Everything's fine. They met Grandfather Ernie. Grandfather Ernie got to see Kelly. And then Yuyi thought, well, great. Next step, we're going to all move back to Mexico, and we'll be near my family. And I'll get my job back as a swimming coach, and we'll live there, and it'll be great. And then there's just one teensy little problem they discovered. If they did that, if they came back to Mexico and Yuyi got her job back and started working again and living there again, her husband could come back to the United States, but because she had what's called a green card, she couldn't come back very easily. Not if it looked like she was living in Mexico and not just visiting Mexico. Oops! Now what are they going to do? Well, let's read and find out. Dreamers, written and illustrated by Susie Morales. I dreamed of you. Then you appeared. Together, we became love. Resplendent life, you and I. One day, we bundled gifts in our backpack and crossed a bridge outstretched like the universe. And when we made it to the other side, thirsty, in awe, unable to go back, we became immigrants, migrantes, you and I. The sky and the land welcomed us in words unlike those of our ancestors. There were so many things we didn't know, unable to understand and afraid to speak. We made lots of mistakes. You and I became caminantes. Thousands and thousands of steps we took around this land until the day we found a place we had never seen before. Suspicious, improbable, unbelievable, surprising, unimaginable. A place where we didn't need to speak, we only needed to trust. And we did. Books became our language. Books became our home. Books became our lives. We learned to read, to speak, to write, and to make our voices heard. Someday, we will become something we haven't even yet imagined. But right now, we are stories. We are two languages. We are lucha. We are resilience. We are hope. We are dreamers, soñadores of the world. We are love. The end. And to catch you up, here's a picture of Susie, her husband Tim, their son Kelly, about 10 years ago. And here's a more recent picture of Kelly. He's not a little baby anymore, is he? So, what would you do if you dreamed of a new life and it came to you? And what if that new life meant you were going to live in a new country where a lot of people didn't speak your language and you felt ignored and lonely? What are you going to do? And you're going to have to make this new country, this new place, your home. And we found out in the book, what was it that finally helped you feel like, okay, we can do this. This can be my home. What was it? Books. And of course you can see why I love this book, because it's about books, right? Books in a library. You know, as you can tell, I love books. And I think you did too. She writes that she said she'd never seen picture books, apparently, until she was in the library in San Francisco. And she was just like, wow. And that inspired her to write books of her own. The first one she did by hand, you know, kind of taped together with pictures and drawings in her own words. And I think she's come a long way since those books, right? So, what do we do when we have to move someplace different, right? What do we do? What is our responsibility of those people, you know, if we're here and there's new people coming here, new to us who don't speak our language, and again, who like you feel ignored or, you know, like they don't even exist, right? Remember, you know, we heard about those answers from the book Wishes, right? A few weeks ago. A smile, being friendly, trying to welcome people. That's really important. And it's not just good manners, it's something that God expects us to do, remember? We're supposed to love God with all our heart, soul, and mind, and our neighbor as ourselves. And who's our neighbor? Well, just look around. It's everyone. So when you get back to class this week, well, not this week, right? Soon, though it might be. I don't know when your class is going to start again, but when you get back, look around. And is there somebody who's just brand new to America or to Bellevue in your school or wherever you go to school? I bet you they would love it if you would say hello and smile and be nice, right? Because that's not just good manners. That's kind of our job as Christians, right? To welcome and love the whole world, right? Okay, I'll see you next week. Another week, get another story, right? Okay, bye-bye.